the path only. Okay, so SPRO reference IMG and material management, and out of the material management purchasing and purchase order, and here we can see set to tolerance limits. Where is my set to tolerance limits for price variance? You can see, click this one. I will go into my position as AY10. Same things I will be copied. So sorry, already it is copied. Okay, so PE and SE already it is copied. Okay, if it is not there, then we can maintain these two tolerance key, PE and as well as SE. Okay, so it is appeared automatically. While you are practicing in your company code, it is not there. Just you can go to new entries and please maintain these two, PE and as well as SE. These two entries we need to maintain. But right now here I can see my tolerance limits already exist in the system and I can skip that point. So later we are going with the plant parameters. Okay. So this plant parameters, I will go to inventory management and physical inventory. So in so there is a inventory management and physical inventory. Click this one, and now you can see plant parameters. So before that, I am checking whether my plant parameters is there or not. Nothing. So then I will be selecting my existing plant parameters. Otherwise, you can copy from the standard plant 0001 also. Here I mentioned that point also, you can copy from 0001. So but right now I will be copying from AY10. Click on copy. Just I am changing AZ10 plant. So these are all the standard things and all. While you are practicing, don't change anything. If you change anything here, definitely you will get the error. Okay, my suggestion is please don't change anything here. Just you can copy and change your plant value. That's it. Okay, so click on enter and save. That's it. Okay, so the next step will be set to tolerance limits for goods receipt invoice. So OMC0, enter, and my company code is AZ10. So now you can see my company code 3 tolerance keys automatically appeared here, B1, B2, VP. So same thing only here I mentioned in our Excel sheet also, B1, B2, VP. While you are practicing, if your company code is not there with these 3 tolerance keys, please maintain your company code with these 3 tolerance keys. So now I will go back and I will going into the next step, invoice verification in background. OMRV. So I will check whether my company code is there or not. So my company code is there. And here you can see my company code is already there. Okay. So right now I don't want to change anything here. Then I will go to the valuation control. So then click on save. OMW valuation grouping code active. Okay, so this is always in active mode only. Don't deactivate this thing. If you deactivate this thing, you will get n number of errors. Then go back, and now we are going into valuation grouping code OMWD. If I go to OMWD position, my valuation area is AZ10. So it is there automatically, right? But the valuation grouping code here I mentioned as 0001, that is the common. Click on save. Maybe this one is also affected while we are going with the FIMM OBYC settings. So that's the reason I am putting this one into in different color. Okay, we can see usually this one is enabled at the time of testing only. Okay, but we can see. Then I will go to OMR2. OMR2. So before going, I will check whether my company code is there or not. So tax defaults in invoice verification. This step is also very important. So automatically my company code is there in this place. So now I am going into OK B9. So this is the very interesting configuration, especially being a consultant, especially the controlling consultants. While we are going with the purchase invoices or the purchase orders, we are getting one error. In support project, usually we are getting this number n number of times. Without this assignment, if that purchase order is not triggered in the side, so at that time we need to come back, and the error is also it is showing like some automatic account assignment is not there. Like that we are getting error, and even this is the real time incident. We can say it as a real time incident. So right now, so I don't want to maintain anything here. Okay, if I am getting any error, so definitely I need to maintain this default account assignment step also. Right now I am skipping that one. Then go to the tolerance limits, OMR6. I hope everyone knows what do you mean by tolerance. Tolerance is nothing but it gives some conditions, some maximum amounts or some minimum amounts, right? In SAP we can see in finance we have tolerance, in finance in GL accounts we have tolerance, in accounts payable we have tolerance, in accounts receivable we have tolerance. All the areas we have the tolerances. Okay, so I will go to AZ10. So now you can see from AN onwards to VP, the system is automatically copied my tolerances and all. So if you in our company not there, I mentioned those points here also from AN, AP, BD, PS. Just you can copy already existing company codes tolerance. While you are practicing, just you can copy this one. Why these entries and all we are getting automatically? The reason is these settings we will be performed at client level. And once we maintained any one company code under this server under my user ID, so the remaining company codes it has automatically appeared in the system. Okay, while you are practicing, if it is not, then here I mentioned my Excel. So these are all tolerances you can copy and paste it from your company code. So now I am going into the material ledger type. So go back OMX2. So here existing material type I will be copy and save. Sorry. So there is no copy paste option here. There is no chance. So we need to maintain as new entries. So I will be selecting AZ10 and my material ledger will be AZ10. So especially this point onwards, this is the difference between SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA system. Especially in ECC, we don't activate the material ledger, especially in the controlling module, before we are going into invoices in material management. In ECC, that is optional only. But where it comes to SAP S4HANA, material ledger activation is mandatory. Without we are going into the any invoices in material management module, first we need to activate the material ledger in controlling level, especially OM X1, OM X3 and OM X2 and OM X8. These 4 transaction codes we need to cross check. If it is the material ledger is there and material ledger is assigned to particular valuation area and all, then only we will get the FIMM integration is happened. Okay, without these settings we are getting error also. Okay, right now I don't want to change anything here, just I am selecting OMX2, my material ledger is AZ10. So then go back So next one is OMX3. So here my valuation area is AZ10. So where is my material valuation area? No. So then click on new entries. So my valuation is area is AZ10 and my material ledger type is 3000. This is the standard one. And now you can see, especially based on this valuation area, based on this material ledger type, the FIMM integration is happened. This is a very crucial point, and even in processing logic, like in FIMM integration, the logic topic. So once we completed these configurations and once we are getting general entries, I explained the logic. At the time, you can see this plays the key role. Okay. So now I am click on save. Okay. So my material ledger is this one, ledger type, and you can see status always in green color. If it is red color, definitely we will not get the general entry. So then go back, and here my material ledger I need to activate with the help of OMX1. So OMX1. So I will go to AZ10. So here the price determination is automatically two only, the transaction base. So you can see the different type of price determinations, transaction based and single and multi-level based. So here I am selecting transaction level, and now you can see I am activating my material ledger in this step. Okay. So click on save. Save. So one more transaction code, I think OMX8, that is not mentioned in my thing. If I go to here, so you can see this step is automatically appeared in the system. Material update structure 0001 and as well as my valuation area this one. Okay, this step also we need to cross check. So that step I didn't mention here. So again I will go to material ledger activation, CKM3 start. So my plant is AZ10. I am removing test floor run and click on execute. So here I am selecting start immediately. There is no time. So click on confirm. And here my output device is LP01 and click on continue. So now you can see some job is performed and the material ledger is happened automatically. While you are practicing, please try to remember this point is very important. So if the test run tick mark is there, then that is only the test run is happened. The really material ledger is not activated. So at the time we are getting error, especially in PO time, right? So just you can cross check, just you need to remove this tick mark. Then go back. So again I will go to OBYC. So now you can see from this step to this step performed by the in real time projects controlling consultants. Okay, these steps and all, sorry, except this step, the tolerance step performed by the consultants only, but the remaining these steps and all green color steps maintained by the controlling consultants. And now our part comes into picture. Finance consultant. In real time project, we maintain only this setting, that's it. Except this setting, we can't maintain anything in the FIMM integration. But by doing this step, we are not getting the general entry. Am I correct or not? So that's the reason only I am explaining each and every configuration, and each and every configuration I maintained in the system. So now I will go to OBYC. So this is the very important step. Because of the OBYC configuration, the FIMM integration is happened. In processing logic, again, I will explain these things very detailed manner. So right now, this is the very important step. And here the key role placed by the FIMM integration is, the first one is OBYC settings. The second one is valuation class is mapping material master and as well as OBYC setting. And the movement type, that is also very important. And finally the transaction keys. These four key elements is the very important in FIMM integration. In next processing the logic session, I will try to explain those points also. But right now in OBYC, first of all, I will go to the BSX transaction key. This one we can use it as inventory posting. So earlier, what is our chart of accounts earlier? In earlier, the last company, what chart of accounts we maintained for AY10. So then I will go to new screen. I will show you. Go to new screen here. Sorry. What happened? Server is struck or? Getting some issue with my server. N number of automatically appeared here. Okay, I will be removing. No. Okay, so then go to this one in OBY6 global parameter step, and earlier my company code is AY10. So in AY10, my chart of accounts is AYA1. So I will show you in AYA1. So we maintained valuation class and as well as this GL account. Okay, what is the GL account? So if I go to FS00, that is the raw material GL account, right? So in our company code, my raw material GL account is 2001005. But in earlier company code, what we maintain, raw material is 200102. In our present company code, what is our raw material GL account? Current asset, sorry. So AZ10, right? Yeah. So 105. So this GL account, so I need to maintain here. So the problem is, if you opened in one chart of accounts here. Okay, so now I will go with my chart of accounts is AZ10. Continue. And here I am selecting valuation class combination. Here I am not selecting valuation modifier. And go to accounts. Sorry, posting key. Yes. So here my valuation class is 3000 and my account is 200105 raw material inventory account. So click on save. Especially this topic, the last video is very important, the process logic. At that time I will explain why I maintained valuation class 3000 here, when why I maintained the inventory, that one. Then click on continue. Then go back. I need to go with WRX also for GRIR clearing account. So ding, I will go to WRX, selecting valuation class combination, posting key, yes. Sorry, WRX. Here my chart of accounts is AZ10. So valuation class I maintained as 3000 And here my GRIR clearing account is, I need to select here. My GRIR clearing account is 100512. So the very important point is here, whatever the GRIR clearing account we maintained in WRX, whatever the inventory GL account we maintained in BSX in earlier step, based on that only we are getting the general entry, this general entry. Here inventory account is picking from the transaction key BSX, and here the GRIR clearing account is picking from the transaction key WRX. Same thing here, GRIR clearing account is picking from the WRX transaction key, and here the vendor account is picking from the PO, purchase order. And again this PO, the vendor is we are getting from PO, and this one we are getting with the help of the configuration OT83 in BRS settings. So in upcoming days, I will try to upload EBS complete configuration video also in my channel. So that is also very important. In interview, the interviewer is asking so many questions regarding the EBS and all. Okay. So BRS is nothing but bank reconciliation statement. Within that, in OT83 setting, we are getting this check issue and main bank account, GSGL accounts and all. So again, in processing logic, I explained very clearly. These are all things. I will try to explain very clearly. So now I maintain BSX and as well as the WRX. So is there any other things I need to maintain? I think I done all the configuration step. So we can see once we are going into the configuration part. So if we are getting, while we are going the entries posting, if you are getting any error, so that time we can see why that error is happened and all. Okay. So right now, so I hope all configuration I maintained in the system. Okay. So one more time, I will tell you these are all configurations maintained in the real time projects is material management consultants only. In green color, these steps maintained by the controlling consultants. In red color, maintained by the finance consultant. But without doing these are all configurations, we are not eligible to do these entries in the side. And again I tell you, so these are all things is done by the like the P2P team only. But the payment to vendor and BRS, these two things done by the R2R team. R2R team. So again, I will tell you the procure to pay cycle, what are the different modules is involved. And again, this point I will try to explain in processing logic also, the last video. So in requirement determination, in requisition determination, we can see the PP, SD and PM. These three modules, there is a chance to involvement. And when it comes to the purchase requisition, so involved by the material management module. And when it comes to the purchase order, so in purchase requisition involved by the team and as well as the PS, project systems team. And when it comes to purchase order involved by the team only, there is no involvement for the finance. And that's the reason only I told earlier, in at the time of purchase requisition or at the time of purchase order, there is no general entries triggered from the finance point of view. Why? Because here there is no scope to the finance. So the next one is goods receipt. Now you can see three modules. Goods receipt, material management module is appeared, and the quality management and the warehouse management team is appeared, and the general ledger, especially the finance general ledger module is appeared. Why the general ledger is appeared? Just now we maintained the inventory GL account. That inventory GL account we are mapping in the BSX. And the next one is invoice verification. So in this area, team is appeared and accounts payable module is appeared at the time of invoice receipt. And again, general ledger automatically the GL account is appeared. And at the time of payment, accounts payable module, finally the GL account. So this is also very important points only. Again, these points I will try to explain in the process logic, the last video.